Everybody to our event Accelerating HCL Portal Migration to Cloud with AI and Vibe Coding. My name is Mustafa. Today I am joined by Adil and Yasir also. Adil has about 15 years of experience as a solution architect, and he has worked on many IBM website portal, now ACL portal, projects. And I also have with me Yasir. Yasir is a lead. I mean, he has also about 12 to 14 years of experience in the HCL portal. So, like today's agenda is we will go through WAF. We will explain why migration is needed. We will go through the manual process of migration and also how AI, especially cursor AI and vibe coding, can help us in the migration. And we will have a live demo. So you will see a live demo before and then after, right? So that will be really good. And then finally, we will have a Q&A session. And if you have any questions, then we can ask that. Okay, so let's started. So about us, we have been in business for about 20 plus years, about 2,000 plus employees worldwide with 10 different locations. We are named as best place to work in Chicago for the past 5 years. We are a Microsoft Code partner and also 200 and also nominated for the 2025 Partner of the Year award. Um, so if you talk about the current ACL portal application drawbacks, so what are some of the drawbacks are? It is tightly coupled backend and front end, higher and unpredictable license costs. So the license cost is a real big issue to a lot of customers. High dependency on IBM and now ACL. UI not responsive, abundant business logic at the front end. So I think these are some of the drawbacks. Um, the HCL portal stack, which we have seen in a lot of our customers, is Portal Server 9.0, WAS 9.0, Java. Either they are using Oracle DB or they are using SQL Server. We have also seen jQuery. We have a lot of customers have 5 to 10 years of web experience factory code in there, JavaScript. Okay, so these are some of the portal tech stack we have seen. If you see a typical portal architecture, you have a browser, the user comes to the internet, goes to the web server, then there is a portal server, and if they have app, and on the back end, they basically connect to different backend systems where they are getting data, and they have some IIB or MuleSoft or some other sort of a middleware. So this is how a typical structure looks like. Now, to modernize, a lot of customers, they are for the front end, they want Angular, or they want React, or they want TypeScript. For the back end, they want Java Spring Boot, or they want to convert to Microsoft.NET. They want a modernized app server so they can develop the application container base. They can also use Kubernetes. So I think these are some of the newer tech stack we have seen when different customers who migrate from HCL portal to the cloud. Here is a sample Azure high-level architecture. It looks like so. So after you migrate your code, you basically use some sort of a repo like a GitHub. You have GitHub Actions, which will then take your migrated code, which is Angular or Spring Boot, make a container, deploy it on the app server, and then users can come in, and then they can access your application, right? So what are some of the revamp benefits are modernized UI and UX for the users, personalized, customized user experience, backend modernized, allowing running on any Java EE compliant platform and cloud native technologies, reduce dependency on vendor specific platforms. So this is something really important. And other applications can also consume the REST API developed by providing necessary authentication and authorization data. So now I will hand it over to Adil, and Adil will walk you through the detailed implementation strategy. So Adil, if you can please share your screen and go from here. While I mean, like, if he's sharing, please feel free to ask any question on the chat, uh, and then we will try to answer those questions as soon as possible.
All right. Thank you, Miss. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon and good morning, good evening, wherever you guys are. So my name is Adil Aslam, and I'm a solution architect at Royal Cyber. I have 12 plus of years of experience in digital experience and customer experience based solutions, providing and worked on various customer portals, particularly on WebSphere portal, and I have been lately more involved in helping a lot of North American clients migrating their WebSphere portal-based assets from on-prem to cloud-based providers. I've worked on various technologies for enterprise-level applications and helping a lot of clients adopting their cloud-first initiative. So I would like to begin with just giving you a context and doing a flashback on Web Experience Factory framework. So Web Experience Factory framework was originally developed by a company called Bow Street late in 2000s. The idea and the philosophy at that time was to come up with a low-code development framework for rapid development and try to shift away from JSR, traditional imperative style of JSR to its based development. And the idea got picked up at that time, and later the solution was acquired by IBM, and it was uh, branded under the IBM umbrella all over the globe. So, so that was the history. I mean, the if you see the traditional issue with the typical web experience factory based portlet is it was very tightly coupled in nature because as you might see like all of your UI components which includes HTML your even your styling and your JavaScript vanilla JavaScript files your server side components which houses your business logic and as well as your persistence and data they all were housed together in the same web experience factory model. So the growing evolution in the industry, I mean, that was really limiting the ability to scale independently, and as well as really reducing the ability for an organization for the agility. So, because of the cloud first initiatives, and we are helping a lot of enterprises to come out of how they can transform their existing portlet based applications to more sort of a cloud facing, cloud native application. So, I'll be walking you through a typical process where an organization has to go through. So, usually the process involves like taking each of your web experience factory artifact, identifying the web or UI component and taking them out and putting them in a separate web layer. And the same process goes through for the other category of your components too, where you take all of your server side components from the builder, extract them out, put it into a business layer. And same goes for the persistence too. We take all of the data related or service related components out of the web experience factory model, put them into a data access layer. And what we end up is having each of them an individual independent components which are talking through REST APIs. So this is at a very high level, like what a company has to go through in the process of replatforming their existing portlet-based applications to a more cloud-front application. So, just doing a little bit deeper dive, like what a traditional portlet application in an enterprise setting look today is usually they have web experience factory based models, and their portlets are designed in a way that all of their UI component and the server side components are housed together in the same web experience factory model. So essentially, an engineer has to go through these individual models, identify the different category of components. In this case, you see, as you can see, that there are UI components and as well as server side components. So what they do is, so similarly, I mean, once they identify all of the component, then there is another component in your overall portlet setting is the service layer. So your portlet layer talks to service layer, and service layer usually there are no UI components, as the name suggests. It's mostly the server side components, your service operation, your SQL calls, and it might have some external integration points too, like to your external APIs, your IIB, or any other middleware solutions that you might have in your enterprise setting. So really identify the server side components over here. So really, if you take a holistic approach, this is usually how a portlet design looks like. You have your portlet layer, which talks to your service layer, which is serving the data back to the portlet layer, and the view renders to the browser. So in a typical migration or modernization process, an engineer has to go through all of these uh, models individually. They will identify the UI component. Let's say in this case, they will identify the UI component, extract them out into a separate web component. And so it's your choice if you want to go with Angular or React or any other TypeScript framework. So the idea is to identify the UI components, extract them out, and house them into a separate independent web project. And the same thing goes for the server side component too. So you might have the same team or a different set of team who are more versed in server side technology. They will extract the server side component and put them in a server side uh, development framework of your choice. In our case, I'm showing you as a Spring Boot, but it could be anything. It could be .NET Core or any other. And the same thing goes for the service layer too, that you will identify your service components and put them into a different server-side project, Spring Boot. So the approach that you are seeing over here is an API-led approach, and so this is a process that your engineering team has to go through. So at the end of the process, this is what you will end up with, that you will have a separate UI component and a separate set of your backend services. And even your backend services is further decoupled into a separate business logic. So that your broker layer is having all of your business logic, and your DAO layer is encapsulating or representing all the persistence-based logic. So this is for future scalability. And all of these components are independent, and they are talking to each other through REST API call, which make them more loosely coupled and making them independently scalable. So so what we really end up through this entire process and exercise is what we've seen is we took taken a legacy web experience factory based portlet and transform it uh, into a more sort of cloud native architecture application. So, so yeah, I mean, so as you might see, like this whole process is more. cumbersome. An engineer has to go through all the process, and a resource might have to have a skill set of both web experience factory and as well as a future full stack modern framework skill set too. So so recently what we have adopted because of the inclusion of AI, we are using a lot of technology a vibe coding methodology, and we are using a tool called Cursor AI to help accelerate the entire migration process and to give an accelerated delivery to our clients. So I have Yasir Amin, who is a technical lead. Who well versed in Web Experience Factory and other frameworks, and he's going to show you how we can adapt and employ Cursor AI to make this entire process, what I just walked you through, to make it more faster and more doable. So with that, I'd like to thank you all, and I'll give control back to Yasser for further. Over to you, Yasser.
Thank you, Adil. Hello, my name is Yasir Amin, and I'm technical lead at Royal Cyber. So Cursor AI is AI-powered coding assistant. It supports refactoring legacy code, provide context-aware suggestions. It helps accelerate migration by understanding the web-generated code, mapping to modern frameworks, assist in debugging and testing. This is the approach we should use when using the Cursor AI. Step one, to analyze the existing web artifacts. Step two is to identify equivalent architecture in modern stack. Step three is to use Cursor AI for assisted code transformation. And step four, test and validate the migrated modules, and then optimize for scalability and cloud deployment. So for demo, I will use a real example. So this is the existing education module, which is used by our client. So here we have the categories, which contains the courses, live events, and on-demand webcasts. So this was developed using the HCL portal and web. So let me show you the existing architecture. So this is the legacy folder contains the this web experience factory project, which is the mixture of front end and presentation layer, which is tightly coupled. So if you know the existing architecture, here we have builders, models, and the backend LJOs services are both all of them together in one place, which is tightly coupled. So what we use, we open this existing project in Cursor AI and ask the Cursor AI to analyze this existing project. So once that analyzation is completed, then we prompted with this markdown file, which contains the this tags. Like first tag contains the legacy system information, what our existing system was, and then we define this migration steps, how migration will be done using Cursor AI, and then we have the new technology stack, like we define to migrate the front end to Angular and the backend to Spring Boot. And then we also ask the cursor to track progress at each iteration, and also update its memory. So after providing this prompt to Cursor AI, it generated this uh, backend Spring Boot project, and this the front end is Angular project. And to help understand this system better, we also provided the existing schema to this Cursor AI to uh, built a local development environment, and so we can run and watch the progress instantly. So after this process was completed, so we achieved this application migrated. As you can see, these are the categories, and this is our home page where we have on-demand webcast, live events, and here we can see that service calls to the new migrated Spring Boot services, and the front end is totally transformed into the Angular. Uh, Let me go back to slides. So the benefit of using Cursor AI, it 50 to 60% faster migration compared to manual. It reduces migration errors, AI-powered debugging and coding generation, future-ready architecture, cloud-native services. So best practices to follow when using the Cursor AI, migrate in phases, module by module. When we provided this that markdown file, it generated the complete plane in phases. So we followed that and migrated that application in phases and module by module. Leverage automated testing early. So at each phase completed, we tested the application to, and then train teams on AI assisted workflows, keep business logic intact, modernize UI UX. So these are the best practices when using the Cursor AI. Yes, Mas, over to you.
Okay. So sorry about that. So I mean, instead of like, from legacy migration, so I think, as you saw that previously, I mean, uh, we used to take like months to, like, do this migration, but now with this vibe coding tool like Cursor AI, we can do the migration within few weeks. So I mean, it is very powerful. Yeah, please, next step. Yes. So we are offering a real-time migration workshop. So in this workshop, I mean, like, what do we do is that we take one of your HCL portal application, and we will be working with your team. We will go through the entire process of how to write the prompt, how to get the requirement, how to transfer the code from the HCL portal specific code to the full stack based on your uh, either it could be Java or Microsoft.NET. We will then help you migrate that code to the cloud, and so I think this is a hands-on workshop which also at the end have one of your modules migrated completely and running successfully on your cloud. It's a $5,000 cost for it. So I think, if I mean anybody is interested in this workshop, this can be either on site or through virtual. We will be happy to share some more details about it. And I think, please, next slide. So I think we can now go to the question and answer. If you have any questions, yeah, please feel free to ask. Yeah, please go ahead. We can now open the line for questions. If you have any questions, Madhu, if you will be able to read the questions, I will really appreciate.
Sure. Here are some of the questions which we received. For those who have already started, right, or completed HCL portal migrations, what lessons would you suggest? Maybe
So I
about
think
the
if
AI.
somebody, yeah, so I would say definitely use this AI-based tools like Cursor, Windsurf, Rapplet, because that will really accelerate this whole process. But you need somebody who knows portal, who knows web, who knows the current application, and who also knows um, the new stack which you are migrating to. Because if you don't know any one of those, then you cannot use this tool. Next, please.
Yeah, here is another question. Using AI and automation tools like vibe coding in migration projects, is it something which can be adopted immediately, or is a long-term project?
I know. I think I mean, a benefit. I mean, if you know how to use it the right way, and I think our workshop will really help you, because by doing a lot of these migration for the past many years now, uh, we can help you, guide you during the workshop, that how what's the right way to use this. Otherwise, if you don't do it the right way, then I mean, it will be very hard.
That sounds good. And which are the platforms that can be integrated? There's like, can this be integrated to ERP, CRM, analytic tool?
Yeah, so I think if you have backend integration, and I think one thing which I think we couldn't show you today, every application has a database. So the coding tool can also look at your current database structure, and then whichever database you want to migrate to, either on the cloud like Synapse, or you want to use Azure SQL Server DB. So it can also migrate that whole schema plus the whole database to the cloud database. Plus, if you are using any middleware, integration where you are pulling data from SAP or from Power App or any other sources, then it can also do it for you.
Here is another question from Yuta. After the migration is done, what is the ongoing support or the improvements provided by Royal Server?
So, I mean, most of the customers, like, they already have uh, test cases which they run currently. So after we migrate the code to the new architecture and the new cloud environment, we run that same test cases again. And if it works 100%, then that shows that the code is completely migrated properly. And I mean, if you don't have those test cases, we have our own product called gotestpro.com. It's a no-code playwright automation, and we have, and using AI, we can generate uh, test cases for you, and we can also automate that for you.
So far, these are the questions we received. We'll give another 30 seconds more if we have anyone typing in.
Correct, yeah. I think some of the questions which people ask us, that we have been developing applications on the IBM or HCL portal for the past 12 years. We have a lot of applications. I know in the past it was very hard because we had to do reverse engineering, get all the business logic, and then after you get the business logic, then you have to decide that which front end and back end uh, uh, cloud native language you want to use, and then you start to migrate. I mean, that whole process could take a lot of time. With the AI and vibe coding, that years has now converted to weeks, and our workshop can really help you with that. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining this session today. Have a great day. And if you have any other questions now or in the future, please feel free to reach out. Thank you so much. Bye bye.